talking about past lives in astrology, when we're talking about the North Node and South Node in astrology. All right. We're going to be talking about Leo and Aquarius and how these energies play out. If you happen to have a Leo or Aquarius South Node or North Node in astrology, this video is for you, but also if it is transiting any place in your house, you can also see the energy that is happening as well in your own personal birth chart. Or if you just come to learn, you come to the right place. So again, North Node, South Node, past lives, past life patterns, and current cycles that you are going basically towards with the North Node there. All right. An alignment, if you will. All right. So we'll be talking about that today. For those of y'all that's coming in for the first time, my name is Crew, aka Araneae Storm. All right, your evolutionary rootwork astrologer. All right, so if you come to transform, all right, with the storm, you've come to the right place. Welcome to my humble beauty. For those that are checking in for the first time, and for those that are not checking in for the first time, and you're just coming back through, what it is, what's up? All right. If you know what to say, go ahead and say it. I ain't gonna say it. Got choked in the cut. All right, let's go ahead and get to it. Announcements real quick before we get into it. Real quickly, we do have cheat sheets available. Basically, if you don't want to take notes, if you would like to take notes, you can also take notes too. But I do have a cheat sheet available for evolutionary astrology for the low down below low. All right, I also do have readings available for evolutionary astrology. So if you would like a personal reading, you can also check that out as well as other courses as well available too. All right. Anything else? Yeah. Oh, also to make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to this video. Hello, who's just came in? I did not know that I went unlisted, but hello. I basically make sure that you like, share, subscribe if you haven't already. So this video can get to who it needs to. All right. And also make sure that something I was something to say too. Oh, also make sure that you subscribe. That's what I was like, what did I forget? You subscribe to the newsletter as well, so you can get updates and also freebies delivered right to your personal email. Okay. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Leo and Aquarius axis. So first of all, let's talk about what is evolutionary astrology in astrology. What is revolutionary? What does it mean? All right. Are the lunar nodes or the North Node and South Node mean? This is what we talk about when the sun and moon actually are intersecting in your personal birth chart. Okay, the celestial point. All right. And so that creates this North Node and South Node energy in your personal birth chart. Now, granted, the North Node and South Node is generational. All right, it goes from generation to generation. So depending on what cluster that you're in, your North Node and South Node will be according to whatever cluster of time that you are in. All right. Now it varies, wildly between the houses. It varies between, the conversational aspects that are playing out in your chart as well. But it is there. All right. So now this energy also too, when we're talking about the North Node and South Node, the South Node being the energy of the past, patterns. You could even talk about like past life incarnations, whether it's like familial patterns or, cycles that you've been through in a past life that you brought into this particular life, or just all around. It could just be, like I said, past life, just energy that you've carried here. So you're very familiar with. It's comfortable for you. Now, that North Node energy is a little bit different. All right. This is energy that you are your purpose. Okay. At the end of the day, but this is the calling. All right. This is when the universe calls. This is what you are answering in this lifetime. Your overall life work and your overall life purpose within you being you. All right. So that's what we look to when we're talking about the North Node energy, particularly here. All right. So with that being said, let's go ahead and move into evolutionary astrology when we're talking about Leo and Aquarius energies. And then we'll go into the North Node and South Node with Leo and Aquarius. So first and foremost, when we're talking about the energy of Leo, all right, it's on the opposite end of Aquarius. we would like to say sister signs or brother signs, or whatever you would like to call it, whoever signs. Uh, Leo is the energy of the sun. It is ruled by the sun. It is energy, not much so like Aries, but more so vitality. It is the heart, this heart of the lion. Okay, this is the energy that we use to express ourselves, especially like our childlike selves. This is where we're talking about regality and royalty. We're talking about creativity as well. We can also talk about animals when we're talking about this Leo energy. We can talk about, there's so many things to talk about, but I think the most that I can honestly say is just like living from the heart, living from the soul, from the streets. All right. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, it's okay. But from the heart, from the soul, from the streets. All right. With Leo energy here. All right. So this will talk about being in a place, kind of like having not only a lion heart, but having a heart like a child, like your inner child being fulfilled here. All right. Leo is also very generous, but it can also be very demanding. And sometimes in this lower energy can definitely seek validation from others as well. So I look at this, I always like to use this example, especially we're talking about like regality. So, for example, let's say, you had a past life, particularly when it came to, you maybe been in like a royal family, for example. All right. And there you had all these expectations of you, of how to lead the pact or lead the community and things like that. But that's not really what you wanted to do. Right. Now, granted, you know, cool it breaks, because at the end of the day, Leo gonna do what Leo gonna want to do. All right. But there is also this energy there sometimes, in a different kind of energy, frequency of energy, where you want to make people proud, and you want to make sure that everybody can sometimes like approve of the things that you have going on, instead of just acting on your own expression or desires here, for the sake of the family, right? I'm gonna step into this duty for the sake of my family, and because I am claiming the royal throne. Like it's my birthright to claim this throne. Granted, yes, it is, but you got to ask yourself if you want that responsibility. Yes, it is your responsibility, but do you have to do it in a way traditionally, because it's fixed fire, fixed modality, fixed fire, in the ways that it's always been done? All right. You'd be very stubborn also too in this energy. So it's like choosing between, or not choosing between, but really making those decisions of like how and which it is you want to express yourself to the fullest. Okay. So where you see the performers, a lot of times you'll see people that had a lot of notoriety or fame. And this could be small scale fame. This could be like neighborhood fame, or this could be like big scale fame. Like, performers, actors, you know what I'm saying? People who was like highly involved, or families that were very highly involved in like maybe even political positions, because you can also see Leo when it comes to like politics or things like that, or just politicking. You know what I mean? Like governments or governors or chiefs, or pharaohs. You could see that with Leo energy in the past life, or just having a rich and abundant family dynamic. Now, granted, it all definitely does depend on that chart, so you want to definitely look into that. But these are some of the energies that can play out. Now, when it comes to Aquarius energy, it's ruled by Uranus, but it's also naturally, I should say, ruled by Saturn energy, which restricts. Okay, the ways in which Aquarius expresses itself a lot of times is usually through community efforts. Where Leo is about the self expression. Aquarius usually expresses it, or is in its most expression a lot of times through community endeavors. Also, too, is very artistic, much like Leo, but more so in a communal base, or a group association based here with Aquarius energy. A lot of times, what you'll see with Aquarius is, people fighting for the rights of humanity in its higher frequency, right? Being able to, go against the system that has maybe kept, or not even maybe, but it's kept people bound. You can also see this with Aquarius energy as well too. It's the rebel, rebel usually with the cause, even sometimes an arson, you know what I'm saying? It could definitely be, kind of burn it all down. It can be very extreme. It's fixed air, very intelligent, mental air energy. So like the mind, so a lot of thoughts, a lot of ideas, a lot of downloads. Aquarius is also like the last from Pisces. So this is definitely having to be or talking about the connection to a higher dimension and higher beings and higher realms as well. So Aquarius is also very ancient, as well too. Not to say Leo's not, but it's a galactic kind of Palladians, Lemurians, and things like traversing through different portals and places and spaces and things when you talk about Aquarius energy. All right, so like I said, all in all, collective, communal, um, very more so like of the mental, of the mind, and very much so humanitarian oriented and based in philanthropy and things like that. You'll see here with Aquarius. And usually, like, especially if we're talking about past life, when we get into the South Node, you'll see a lot of like rebels, or even people like maybe family members that were like Black Panthers and stuff. You know what I'm saying? That was like rebels with the cause. So when we talk about the uh, Leo South Node and the Aquarius North Node, we can definitely talk about, especially Aquarius. Wait, yeah, Leo South Node and Aquarius North Node. You can definitely see South Node and Leo, like I said, that regality. You could see like a family dynamic that was very regal, maybe very royal, or maybe there was like a big family as well too, a lot of kids, maybe having nice things for the most part. um, Maybe people, sometimes can be involved in some superficial things as well too here with Leo, just maybe very luxurious as well, here too. Or like I said, the performers, the artists, you can also see here as well. um, but definitely heavy on like a big, pretty much usually a big family as well here too. Usually a family that's very lively as well with the South Node in Leo. Very lively, there's a lot probably going on, performing, just, you know, very expressive, you know what I mean? Like you probably have a family that probably don't hold their tongue for nobody. You're gonna also see that here too with the South Node in Leo. When we talk about the North Node in Aquarius, you could be moving from maybe self pursuits, so like for example, if you are a solo artist, for example, like a solo performing artist, North Node in Aquarius would, for example, make you a part of a group or a band, and now you're performing with other people, or now you're moving towards like collective pursuits and things. And it's not to say that Leo doesn't necessarily have like the entourage or the collective and things like that, but it's it's a little bit different, especially when we're talking about like humanitarian pursuits and you know um, people of like the intellectuals, connecting with people, more in the intellectual thought and mind. So like writer, people that are like writers and um, all types of things, and especially like I said, heavy on like the humanitarian pursuits and things. You could definitely see that here with Aquarius energy, or just collectives who are really reaching for like one common goal, not one band, one sound. That's what I heard. One band, one sound, but reaching for like one common goal for the greater humanity is what you can also see here with the North Node. Now, when we're talking about the South Node being in Aquarius and the North Node being in Leo, there's usually what you'll see is a decentering of the collective. Not to say that you're not a part of the collective, or still reaching or building a collective, but usually there's like a need to become self-focused on your own self-expression and your own voice. Sometimes Aquarius South Node can definitely fall into like either culty energy, or it can be like groupthink as well too, like a beehive kind of mentality when it comes to certain things. So with the North Node in Leo, you can definitely see like having like your own, like, okay, you know what, instead of me kind of like doing what the group wants me to do. Not to say that Aquarius, everybody in the group is the same. But sometimes it can be like a little raging when it comes to like the group ideas and the group thoughts and things, that it can be hard for people to kind of break away. Leo is more now in the North Node of like, okay, well, what do I think and what do I feel and how do I kind of want to do my own thing? Like maybe you've always wanted to be a performer, you know, or maybe you wanted to, you know, run for office or like, you know what I'm saying, you know, be in a village and be a leader, you know, and step into more of a like a leadership position versus like being, granted, collectives, everybody has like their time to be a student and everybody has their time to be a teacher. But, you know, naturally, that heart of Alliant energy that I was talking about, you know, Leo's a natural leader. So you have to step into this energy of uh, embodying that energy outside of the group or outside of the greater collective. And that's what you'll definitely see here with the North Node in Aquarius and the South Node. Oh, no, sorry. The North Node in Leo and the South Node in Aquarius here. So that's a little bit of what I have for the North Node and South Node in Aquarius. And the North Node and South Node also too in Leo. I'm trying to think of my drop. As we leave into this other drop, I just want to let y'all know, all right, that I'm just losing my train of thought right now. I'm like, what is going on? I was doing just fine earlier. I don't know. I think I'm going through my spouts right now because I'm about to start my period. My cycle is coming in, so I'm feeling all these jolts of energy. I'm like, oh God, here she comes. I asked for her though, but anyway, because I got stuff to do, you know, coming up. But anyway, what I was saying is definitely make sure you check out the uh, link in the description box when it comes to the cheat sheet as well for evolutionary astrology. Also, too, personal readings are also available at evolutionary astrology readings, general readings, and also locational astrology readings for the best places to live, work, and travel. All right, so make sure you check that out as well. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe also too, so this information can get out to who it needs to get to and connect with everybody that it needs to connect with. And also to make sure you leave a comment down below. All right, because I love to read y'all's comments, but you already know what it is. It's a rainy storm. Checking in, checking out, without a doubt. Deuces.